we will get into the second panel of the day. We will explore onboarding via institutional NFTs. This panel is very interesting because we have two main ideologies. The Web3, the decentralized ideology that says that you are your own master and you don't depend on anybody else, but at the same time you need to take full responsibility for your actions because they are on the blockchain and nobody can guarantee you the success. And the second ideology, it's the classical finance ideology, in which if you lose your password, there's no problem, you can get another one. If you, let's say, go in a bankrupt bank, you get 10% of the funds back. If an exchange fails, you will never see that happen. Now, thank you, and moving forward to the institutional panel, I would like to welcome on stage Mr. Adrian Vevera, Director of ICI. Let's welcome him with a huge round of applause. Also, in your applause, let's welcome Valentin, Stefan, CEO at the Romanian Post. Woo! Let me see some energy, come on! Last but not least, let's welcome Claudia Nicolae, General Director at Agerpres. They just launched an amazing NFT collection on ICI. And also, while we get the mics, let's welcome Sorin, Nita, Associate Professor at FABIZ. In your applause.
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to thank you, Andy, because we are here. And 5 minutes ago, Sebastian Boiduja tell about the first Romanian NFT collection with Poșta Română, and I want to congratulate Valentin. And now I tell you about another new idea. Last year we launched the first institutional marketplace for NFT, and we have another collection together, ICI with Poșta Română, 100 de chipuri ale rezistenței, and was an institutional collection. And together with Claudia, Nicolae, we launched Agerpres collection, and COSR collection, and BCU collection, and Romfilatelia collection, because we think NFT is a very nice technology for using to promote national symbol, to promote the value of this institution, because are just institution. We have another collection from Poduri de Flori to Poduri Digitale, together with Republica Moldova, and we start with a collection 77 years. It's a movie, and now we work to put another collection. In this morning, you have another launch, Deep Forest collection, and my colleagues from ICA team, Ciprian Iacob and Paul Gheorghe, present you. We have a museum on NFT, and we put all this collection in this museum on NFT because, yes, we think NFT and this part of blockchain, it's a technology, and we promote this technology in the institutional ecosystem. But in the same time, we have in institute part of training school, skills courses for develop part of NFT, to develop smart contract, to understand how we can use not just to collectible and go to utility NFT. But we have 3 people with a long experience and with a very future idea about NFT. And I start with Claudia, because it's a lady, just to tell you some words about the Agerpres collection, and after we go with some question from my colleagues. Claudia, please.
Thank you, Mr. Director. It's a pleasure to be today here with you because for Agerpres, many people know Agerpres, Romanian National News Agency, like a provider of news. But our readers are not younger. And this was the starter when the proposal of Ichi to make an NFT, it was very welcome in Agerpres. Also, Agerpres has not just news, like many people knows, has a full archive. 4.5 million photographs are in Agerpres archive, and they remain there. Maybe a few of them who are digitalized are in the online wire. But this idea to make NFT with Agerpres photos was a brilliant one, because I can tell you last year, in just 15 minutes, all the 35 images of Agerpres was sold. And now there are some pictures who are resell with, I think, 999 e-gold. So I think it's also a good moment and a good way to provide our photographs and our news, but in the same time, it's a good way for Agerpres to make some incomes. Also, Mr. Director doesn't tell you that last month in April we launched a new idea to be with our news, our important Agerpres news, also like NFT pictures. I think this is the future, and if we want like a news agency to catch also the young people, to know the objective information, to know the history, Romanian history, it's important also to be at that platforms where they are, in fact.
Thank you very much. And about this idea, Claudia tell you, last month when we have big events, we launched this idea to create NFT with news. And we want to create every day one NFT with most important news from the day, but in more like 3 or 5 words. And when you have all the amount, you can change this collection with a collectible NFT, and you have 1 year, 12 collectible NFT, most important things in 1 year. And we want to go to the young people with the digital idea to promote this news. Thank you, Claudia. Valentin, you can tell us about the first collection and about the second collection with NFT and about the using technology, blockchain in daily work from the post.
Well, there was a challenge when we decided to go into this direction. Obviously, at the Romanian Post, we had greater priorities rather than just attach the company to this industry. But due to many of my colleagues, some of them here, we decided to take on this challenge, and we had 2 objectives. One of the objectives was to challenge the company, to see if our accounting department knows how to deal with an NFT. In which row do you put an NFT? Which value does an NFT has for a company that is not very agile, is not very flexible? So we wanted to challenge the company and bring something new, not only to Romanian Post, but new to the country or to the entire free economy. So that was one of the challenges. The other challenge is that we at the Romanian Post, we think that we should help local. We should help the most creative industry that can exist in Romania at this time. And I think that is the NFT industry, the blockchain, and you know better than I do how you could describe the people who are making a living and they are in this room right now. So we wanted to help these people to bring such a creative industry from a niche industry to a mainstream industry. So we had these two ambitions at the beginning, and then we started to build. We had the first collection the first year, which was also a very important moment for Romanian Post. We celebrated 160 years of existence, and then we moved forward. Last year with Ichi, we had it was very helpful. It was much easier for us. That way, we had the second collection, which obviously we can share more about it later on. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Step by step, you become a digital company, and using NFT, not just blockchain technology and NFT, not just for this collection, but using every day, working with the people. Sorin, yes, from FABIZ. You don't have a collection, but you train a lot of people in university, and I think it's very important to know young people about how they can use blockchain technology and part of NFT, because MiCA, it's like a law starting with end of this year, and NFT become crypto asset. It's about economy. Please tell us something about this idea.
So indeed, at FABIZ, we do not have an NFT collection. The reason for it being that we need a public blockchain in order for that to actually happen. What do I mean? Let's think about the utilization of NFTs, the practical utilization amongst the creational part. For example, by the university, you can grant a diploma for an NFT. Now, that's something very feasible, but in order to do that, you actually need the government to create their own blockchain. You need to make sure that things over there are administered by only one person, so to say, or only one institution. Nevertheless, we do have programs, master programs, such as Design Innovation, in which we're actually teaching our students about NFTs. We have crypto courses in which we're talking about blockchain. So from my perspective, at least as long as Bucharest Academy of Economic Studies goes, we are doing our best, so to say, to actually transmit the knowledge, the little knowledge that there is on this topic towards the students.
Thank you very much. The first job for European blockchain network was to create an idea to use NFT like a seal for all the diploma for the students in the European Union to be guaranteed in all this country. Okay, I prepare some questions. And I start with Claudia again. How do you think NFT will change the way institutions think about owning and trackable value items, and what do institutions need to do to adapt? Because you are a very old institution.
It's a difficult question for Agerpres, let's say. From the beginning, I had some problem in my institution when I spoke about NFT. No one knows what it's NFT, even to spell it. So on the board, because it's a public institution, on the board was some question, what is this, why we need it, how we will use the money from NFT, because even now we have an wallet, but the money are there because we don't have even a law who allows us using that money. But maybe in the future, that income will be very important for Agerpres. So I think that this is the future also for news agency. Agerpres is not the only one news agency in the world who has NFT made from archives. AP, Associated Press, has also NFT from, I think, 3 years ago. After AP, many news agencies made NFT from news, even from pictures. So, in the future, will be an income very important for the institution. And in this moment, after 2 years that we launched this collection, my colleagues know what is NFT and how important it's for evolution of Agerpres.
Thank you very much. Valentin, how can institutions make sure they are not just following a trend with NFT, but really using them in a ways that help their work and the people they serve?
It's very hard for an institution or a state-owned company to be a trendsetter. But at the same time, I think we can use this industry, this technology, to solve some real problems or some real needs. If we need a token to provide certain kind of services, then we come with that proposal to the industry, and then the industry can come and give us the solution. So I think it has to be a two-way work, two-way approach in order to be a leading factor in this industry. I said this before, I repeat it, and I will say it a few more times by the end of the meeting today. I am still waiting for someone in the industry to come with a solution to deliver the first pension as an NFT, right? So we have this need. I think it will be a trendsetter. It will for sure bring the industry to the mainstream commercial economy. But first, we have to find someone to create that service, that product for us. So we have the idea, we have the need. We just need someone who does this every time, every day, to provide the technology for us.
Thank you very much. You are a model for another institution. Sorin, Claudia tells something about become like an income NFT for institution. But how might NFT help institutions make money in new ways, and what should they consider to make sure these methods are sustainable?
Well, personally, I don't know if it's really about making money when we're talking about NFTs. Is there a way to monetize them? Of course there is. But I think the main goal that a public institution at least should follow is that of security, if you ask me. More precisely, whenever you do decide to implement whatever you wish to implement, for example, the change of property. Let's take Sweden, the example, in which you can buy land purely for blockchain. You don't really need the public notary, you don't need third persons, and so on and so forth. You're basically securing that transaction, simplifying it, and speeding it up. My personal opinion is that public institutions, and not only in Romania, should focus on that. When we're talking about private institutions, though, I think the focus should be on what we're actually delivering to the customers. More precisely, are we just giving them a piece of art, or are we actually providing them with some rights that otherwise they would not have if they would not own that NFT?
Thank you. Claudia, how can the institution use NFT to share culture and knowledge with more people while making sure everyone has a fair chance to participate? And I ask you because Agerpres, it's a national press agency, and you cover all the country and abroad too, because it's the voice from Romanian news.
Well, speaking about the owner of Agerpres NFT, I think that the age of owners is around 20 years, like this. If you see that, I can tell you that in that NFTs, Agerpres put some picture from Caritas and I don't know if younger people knows what is Caritas. In that picture, you will see some revolution memories, and also it's a very old event. So it's important also in this way to remember and to re-put in these times the history. In fact, Agerpres has, I think, all the picture from, the oldest one is from 1927 in Agerpres. So it's a treasure there, and if we keep that treasure just for us, or just for some people who will be on our online website, I think that this will end sometime, because Agerpres website is not so accessed by youngers. So the NFT or some new technology in this way who pass the history to the youngest, I think it's a challenge also for us, for our generation, but also for the youngest one. And also it's important to tell the picture, it's the most objective way to keep history.
Very interesting idea and very interesting information. The oldest photo is from 100 ago, 98 years ago. Very interesting. Valentin, how can the institution make sure they are using NFT responsibly and not hurting the environment? Because you already have the collection.
That's a tough question. But when we think about the environment, we usually think about the outside environment, right? The real life environment, not the virtual one. But I guess there is also a good level of responsibility to take care of the online environment, if I get the question right. One challenge was to keep the value of the NFTs at a good level. The main answer we have to give is how many NFT should we issue with each collection or each product, just as a symbol. And obviously we can make 10,000, 20,000, 100,000. But then, you know, there's really no value if you have 1 million NFTs of the same collection. At least for the Romanian post, maybe there are other collections who are more valuable. But we thought about that, and we decided to really have something that is meaningful. And the first collection, we said it has to be only 160 pieces, 160 NFTs, one NFT for each year of the Romanian post history. The second collection, we did the same thing. We didn't want to have thousands. We said we are going to have only 100, representing 1 year for each year of Monica Lovinescu's life. So it has to have some kind of a meaning, and it has to have some kind of a story behind it to actually have a purpose in what we do. So this way we think we use just the right amount of resources, not to create waste.
Thank you very much. Sorin, can you explain how institution might use NFT together with smart contract to manage money and resources more efficiently? Because you start something, but you can extend now the explanation.
Well, when we're talking about smart contracts, I think we're going back to that idea of property exchange, for example. I guess that's what we're going to go. Generally speaking, whenever we are talking about property exchange, we're basically talking about a number of conditions that need to be met. You know, have the money, go to the public notary, change the actual ownership, and so on and so forth. The process is quite long. From what I saw, for example, from our students, the first year ones, they don't specifically know how would you sell a good or how would you buy a good. Why? Because they're not owners themselves. Well, main point is that if you're able to actually simplify this entire process by just putting the user with an interface, a very easy to use interface in which you just have one button, buy and sell, the funds, you have them over there, while making sure that in the back end of the system, everything happens accordingly, basically you're automatically educating your own population. Why? Because they have everything at ease at the tip of their finger. It's not impossible to do. The only thing is that you actually do need the full support of the government to do that. You know, you can't just have one institution, take the Romanian post office doing it, and all the other institutions not doing it. Why? Because they're just not aligned. So the thing over here, the idea over here, at least my personal opinion, is that we do need some sort of strategy to actually approach not only NFTs, but also blockchain adoption. I know we are working as a government towards blockchain, towards creating a blockchain, and we're not the only ones. A lot of countries actually openly admitted that they're doing so, but we do need a strategy. And the legislation from the EU, the MICA package, for example, yes, is a step forward, but we do have to tailor it based on our own needs, on our society.
Yes, it's difficult with blockchain adoption in part of institutional, because blockchain is a new technology. Before we finish, I want to give 1 minute each of you to tell us your feeling about future of blockchain technology using not in NFT or in part of digital art, using in part of smart contract, in part of cybersecurity and another else. Claudia?
I think that we all faced with cybersecurity, blockchain, and all the technology changes after pandemic period. In Agerpres, we felt very, very bad because from the first time in 135 years, our colleagues has to work remote, has to adapt to the new technology, and also our website has some problem in those years. I think this is the future, and if we don't create our own environment to catch this future, will be not bad. I can say will be, unfortunately, a step forward for those people who catch this future, and a step in the past for those who don't understand this. Making all the environment regarding the technology that we face now will be our way to go forward, like an agency first of all, in my opinion.
Thank you very much. Valentin?
We at the Romanian Post, we truly believe in this industry. That's why we are here. That's why we are trying to create partnerships for the last 2 years. That's why we are going to keep the door open to whoever is interested in working with the Romanian Post and create, as I said, a mainstream, to bring the industry to the mainstream industry. And I think it has to be a team game, right? It's half of the team is the Romanian Post, the other half is the industry. So we have to keep the door open and see what it comes from the industry, because we at the Romanian Post, we believe this is the future, and we want to be part of it and promote it.
Thank you. Sorin?
So, a very, very fast question. Does anybody know why do we actually have the highest internet speed in Romania? No. Okay, I'll answer just due to the lack of time. We do have the highest speed in Europe, at least, due to the fact that we adopted straight to fiber optics. Why? When people were installing copper cables, we weren't there. Okay, so we jumped straight off fiber optics. We have the greatest speed. Congratulations, Romania. I think we shouldn't be there anymore. I think we should actually be the early adopters this time, because we do have the same start as everybody else. Nobody has an advancement, a real advancement in this tech. So all we have to do is basically jump on this boat, make a strategy, row in a specific direction, and we'll definitely get somewhere. Where that somewhere is, I guess we don't know yet, but somewhere is better than nowhere.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Claudia. Thank you, Valentin. Thank you, Sorin. I think you have here 3, 4 people, like a partner in part of new technology in blockchain, in NFT, and people who believe the future are now starting for everybody. Thank you very much.